So for some reason, this Rumi quote is coming to my mind to share here at this moment. If you are watching, if anyone's watching, you know, we have this idea about lucky, you know, like there is this like lucky girl syndrome or lucky, you know, stuff like going on amongst Gen Z and, you know, like this, like, what is it, Generation Alpha. Because they're coming in, they already came in with like different level of consciousness in their frequency, as the earth was on a different level of vibration than when we were, or I was, or older generations was. And also with that, this idea, these meanings are imprisoning a lot of people, that how something should be, how something is supposed to be, and that is this. And so Rumi said, how lucky I am that basically I come out to the lake to have water and see the reflection of the moon. You see what I mean? So we forgot, or we've been conditioned how something is, and then how something should be, how something is supposed to be, and if it's not that, I'm not lucky, I'm not abundant, I'm not this, I'm not that, right? So I want to share that we want to rethink about this. And I'm not saying that this is what you should believe. You see what I mean? Everyone is free to have their own idea about something at this time. So that's why I constantly emphasize about resonance, whether you resonate with it or not. Some people may not resonate with it. Some people certainly may resonate, and then they may wake up to a different perspective, because everything is a perspective that is infinite. And when you have that moment, we call that a moment of breakthrough, because you only had this certain idea or a perspective that this is what it's supposed to be and how it should be, and now you're breaking out of that, breaking free of that mental limitation, I would say, or fixation of perspective. So when you think of that, that's the only thing that comes up to your mind. And now you have broken free from that perspective. You are also seeing something else that was constantly existent. So when we have this idea that if you have, especially in a 3D world, right, that you have a bigger house, you have a better car, which is all nice and you can enjoy. But if that's the idea of being lucky, or the idea of success, or something of that nature, then in comparison to that, you will always feel unlucky, not abundant, not enough in this moment. And that was the conditioning that they had us chasing after this, chasing after that, chasing after this. So that's how they were selling you stuff. Make money off of you, and then make you feel more deprived. Now I don't have money to afford that, I don't have money to do that, I don't have money to, you see? And so how about we go back, right? And think about that quote, if you resonate, once again, that you actually really sit with it and meditate perhaps in silence. Just look at the nature, and then you go out to have a walk, and then you hear this beautiful bird around you, or you feel this soft embrace of the wind, or that you pass by this beautiful scent of a flower. We don't consider that lucky anymore. We don't consider that abundant anymore. You see what I mean? So that's something that is coming for me for some reason, for anyone that may resonate and need this reminder that even this food that I just made and enjoyed listening to this song, I'm just so grateful for, you know, these musicians, artists, creators, and individuals who put this beautiful music together, this beautiful lyric together, this beautiful production, the amount of work that they put in, the hours, and also this beautiful talents coming together, cooperating in one and providing us with this beautiful outcome. How beautiful is that? And how lucky am I to be able to connect and listen and be inspired, be uplifted, you know? And also, how lucky am I to have these hands, this mind to be creative. So out of all these different ingredients, I make this hummus that I'm enjoying so much in this moment. And I'm so grateful for everyone who brought these fruits, these vegetables to my table, everyone who was in the process. How lucky am I? You see what I mean? So I know there was a time that I came a long journey, right, where I couldn't even think of anything that I am grateful for when I was about to write down something, and it would frustrate me so much because that's how conditioned, or how the amount of karma that I was carrying, living in the shadow, carrying that heaviness on my shoulder all the time without realizing why I was feeling so heavy, depressed. And to come to this moment where I can have a moment to really appreciate, and not just appreciate on a mental level, but really like feel gratitude, like feel it. I would just walk by and then discover these flowers. I just freaking adore them. It's like freaking adorable. I just go crazy and nuts over them because they're so beautiful, so adorable. Just that's how I feel. And to come to this point, there were a lot of challenges that I had to embrace and make it my own, you know, and the journey of remembrance. But for some reason, that is coming up for me to share while I'm sharing, eating this. And I'm just, you know, wanted to share, not just, you know, I don't have to do something, I don't have to have a message to share, but when it comes, naturally I'll share. And then, you know, I'll just, and sharing this moment with you guys, you know, just me eating, enjoying this music, this anime. I've always been a lover of animation or cartoons, like all the Disney stuff, and like the Ghibli studios and stuff like that. When I was deep in the dark, they really helped me, like, to continue to imagine or to hope. And they would be my home at times when I feel like I didn't have anybody. Even though I had family, I didn't feel safe for some reason. I didn't feel good to be around them. But I was still attached, you know what I mean? I needed something to hold on to outside of myself. And that was part of this human journey. That was part of this this phase of my life at this moment. And I chose to also connect to my other timelines, in other lifetimes that are still going on in Greece, in Egypt, in Italy, just to name a few, right? And all the other ones, constantly. And so, how lucky are we? How lucky are you? And if you're in a place that you want to feel that, but you can, you may experience frustration, but do not give up, is what I want to say. Because when you don't give up, there may be a day when you will start to feel 1, and then 2, and then 3 more, and then 4 more, 5 more, and then you don't even have to count those things anymore, you just feel it. And it's amazing, you see? So, for some reason, I just wanted to share a little bit of that with you today that was coming up after I just was finished eating, about to wrap up the video. So I made these like little funny clips on shorts whenever I had the idea, right? You would say, why is this happening? Why is that happening? Why? And then when we sit, when we go inward, that's when we connect to our higher self, that you will start to remember who you are in that brief moment. Even if it's brief, it's going to help you. That I'm not just an old soul. I'm ancient. I'm an ancient soul. And not just ancient for me, I know that I'm archaic on a soul level now. But when I came in, I lived my life mostly feeling stupid, feeling not enough, feeling not this, feeling not that, or feeling too much for my family, for this, for that. So once you start to embrace who you are and feel like you can be who you are with yourself first and foremost, you will realize those were not your people. And you needed to be in that experience to realize who you are. So when you have that inner knowing and security within, when someone else says, oh, you're too much, you do not give consent to that idea or the opinions of others. That's how they perceive themselves. They are very critical, judgmental towards themselves. And everything they say is representative of who they are. You see, what you do, what you say, what you choose to participate in is a representation of who you are now. So once you recognize that, they just revealed who they are to you, and you just say thank you. And then now you can make your own decision. You see what I mean? So that's the power within that we are to wake up to. A lot of souls are working to wake up to at this moment. That all this idea of freedom that the song is talking about, like healing the past, has to do with the age of light that is incoming, that is about the idea of sovereignty, the freedom. Imagine the amount of freedom you can feel and the sovereignty that is connected to the power within. Meaning knowing who you are. So, for some reason, that was coming up spontaneously, and all this moment is pretty spontaneous, and I just wanted to share this moment with you guys. So with that, I wish you a beautiful day wherever you are, and to take a rest if you feel burned out, or the frustration or the anxiety is building up. Take a moment to nourish your body, to balance your system out. And also, I'm sharing this because eating clean is also part of the journey that one needs to go on if they are to wake themselves up fully. It's because a lot of the foods that we grew up eating with has been to prevent us from waking up, basically. So, especially the gut issues, you unable to poop, constipation, all these things, building up waste in your system, prevents people from tapping into their own emotions or flow, or it's constantly distracting you because there are a lot of things going on that's requiring you to pay attention, your attention. So I just want to also show that it's not too complicated, and you can start, right, small, and then build momentum. So I wish you overall well-being, lots of love, and with that, I'll see you in my other videos. Bye.